The following program was produced by a PAC TV community producer and does not reflect the views or opinions of the PAC TV staff or the PAC TV Board of Directors. Herein is the sole responsibility of the community producer.
And this is Mark Lord, and this is City Lights.
This is where the truth lies.
Like a burned out cinder, I'm just a downwinder. Ain't nobody got you burned up like me. Like a burned out cinder, I'm just a downwinder. And I don't even smoke no marijuana. I ain't no bud, I ain't no bad boy. You can find me somewhere in between. Like a burned out cinder, I'm just a downwinder. I got them burned up too, that's what I mean.
The trees are dying. Mother Nature's crying.
The ocean's still blue,
But it ain't green no more.
the ozone's depleted,
That's nuclear power.
our rights are defeated. And the garbage
In Washington, up along the shore.
like a burned out cinder, I'm just a downwinder. We survive, nobody's sure. Don't you know that the earth is on fire? Can't be down, nobody's a liar to you
To me,
and me. Like a burned out cinder, I'm just a downwinder. But I ain't gonna die, let me come back. Heaven on earth, heaven on earth, anybody give me freedom on earth. Oh, heaven on earth is what it should be, but it don't look like no heaven to me. Heaven on earth, heaven on earth, anybody give me freedom on earth. Oh, heaven on earth is what it should be, but it don't look like no heaven to me. I say it don't look like no heaven to me.
how y'all doing? This is Mark Lord, and this is Where the Truth Lies. Today is March 31st, 2004. This is a Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. I was just last Sunday I was at a fundraiser for Ted Grandy. He's running for selectman in Plymouth, Massachusetts, or any town in America. He's a red, white, and blue, true blue American that thinks by running for selectman he's going to change the world. Well, he just may. He's a nice man, tall man, and he said, I said, what's so important about running for selectman? He said, Mark, it's the Constitution of the United States. We the people. And he's absolutely right. We the people. He's a regular guy. He's a carpenter of sorts. And he thinks he's going to change the system. Well, good luck to him. He's running for selectman of Plymouth, Massachusetts, or any town in America. And I'm running for selectman as well for the town of Plymouth, Massachusetts. I showed up there as a courtesy to him, and because he invited me. I called him, and I invited myself, actually. He says, no, you're welcome. So I went down there. Rick Cohen said he was going to go down there. Rick Cohen, on the debate he had with Tim Grandy, it was more like a love fest than a debate, where they were patting each other on the back, saying they loved each other, and I thought they were going to start kissing each other. But Rick Cohen said he was going to show up, but he didn't show up. You know, just another lie from Rick Cohen. You know, if you study the history and politics of Rick Cohen, you can catch him in all sorts of lies. Once I was in his shop, and we had an argument, Rick Cohen, we had an argument. This is the type of man he is, and I think people should know the type of people that are running for selectmen. And if Tim Grandy did the same thing to me, I would be mentioning the same thing too. Because in order to be a selectman of any town in America or a politician, you have to be honest with the people. You can't be dishonest with the people. Like State Representative Vinnie DiCito and all the other politicians, 99% of them are dishonest with the people. They say one thing and do another. They character assassinate, and then they say they didn't. Well, I speak from truth, and I never lie, because a liar always has to remember his lies. But if you tell the truth wholeheartedly, in the long run, you'll be respected. So I was in Rick Cohen's shop one day 2 years ago, and we had a disagreement, and I said, well, I'm out of here, you know, see you later. You know, I spent so many hours trying to help you, you know, and you treat me this way. So I started to leave, and he stood in front of the door like this. And he said, Mark, you're not leaving until I explain myself. I said, look, I'm leaving, bye. Explain it to me in a letter. Call me on the phone, I'm leaving, bye. You're not leaving. So he was holding me imprisoned, which is unlawful. That's the type of man he is. Okay? If he can't keep a cool head over so-called friends having a discussion about something, if he can't keep a cool head concerning that, what do you think he's going to do if he has to make decisions about the nuclear power plant, or whether or not we need more police, or whether or not we should give police force 100% medical, in which we should do? But I was at Ted Grandy's fundraiser. It was a lot of fun. Ate a lot of pizza. Met a lot of people. I want you to watch the League of Women Voters debate. I don't know if they're going to invite me. I'm on the ballot, supposedly. I got checked today with Larry Pizer. In the paper it said I was, but papers are usually wrong sometimes, so. But watch the debates, and then you make up your own mind who the best man is. But as far as I can see, Ted Grandy is a awesome, straightforward, shoot from the hip person, and that's so good. But also, when I was today is March 31st, 2004, and this is Mark Ludd, and this is Where the Truth Lies, and I'm doing my fireside chat here. This is my little rocking chair here, my Jimmy Carter fireside chat. When I was at the fundraiser at the British Beer Pub in Cedarville for Ted Grandy, selectman, was running for selectman in 2004. I saw a man there, Mr. Peck, and he's a school committee member. And it brought tears to my eyes to see him there, because he could have requested school seatbelts on school buses, and he didn't do it. He just stood there, smug as could be. And as he smiled, I saw the devil in him. And I'm saying to myself, this dirty, rotten bastard, letting kids ride buses without seatbelts on them, endangering their lives every day where the buses speed, by the way, all the time, endangering their lives every day, and he's on the school committee, and all he had to do was to request seatbelts on school buses from First Student Bus Company. I called the management 2 years ago of First Student Bus Company, and they said to me, Mr. Lord, all the school committee members have to do is simply request seatbelts on school buses. And he didn't do it. Now that's an evil person to me. All you have to do is simply say to the bus company, we want seatbelts on school buses, and they'll put them on. And they have to put them on at their cost, because First Student Bus Company has signed an agreement, a contractual agreement, that states that they will bus out children in a safe and timely manner. Well, they do neither. they speed, and they're not doing it in a safe manner, because a safe manner would be seatbelts on school buses. California has them, New York has them. The whole state of California has seatbelts on school buses. The whole state of New York has seatbelts on school buses. The whole state of New Jersey has seatbelts on school buses. The whole state of Florida has seatbelts on school buses. Newton, Massachusetts has seatbelts on school buses. It's a no-brainer. And for him to stand there so smug, I just wanted to punch him. You know? Jerk. Now, Tim Grandy, you need to get seatbelts on school buses as selectmen, and certainly if I'm a selectman, I'll get seatbelts on school buses, and I'll hammer the thing home until we do get it, because that's a necessity. As selectmen, you've got to protect the people in the community, Ted Grandy. And protecting the community isn't supporting Entergy. I don't know, someone from Entergy was there, they gave me this. It says, dedicating our energy to you. It says here. It says Entergy Pilgrim Station, dedicating our energy to you. First of all, that energy isn't being dedicated to us. We don't get one electron of electricity going through the wires in the town of Plymouth, Massachusetts that power even a light bulb. It all goes out of town. So if this is a lie right here, dedicating our energy to you, no. Oh, and they forgot to say, and giving you deadly waste every day that it is open. But they made a big mistake, Entergy Pilgrim Station. They give me this little card. They put the Plymouth Public Library hours on the back. Where any of you young people out there, or any of you old people out there, or anybody that knows how to read, you go to the library and there's a whole section of nuclear power upstairs, hidden in the back corner, where there's 1,000 volumes about nuclear energy and what it's doing to our planet. They just gave you the answer on the back of their cancerous plant. Big business, government treats us like ants. We're sick and tired of it. We got ants in our pants and we got to get rid of them. That's why you got to vote in regular people like Tim Grandy, Mark Lord. I'm up front with you. But you know the difference between Ted Grandy and Mark Lord? Mark Lord will not say that this person is doing right. Okay, as far as character assassination, I won't do that. But if a person's truly a jerk from the policies that they enact or fail to enact, I will call them a jerk because they are a jerk. That's not character assassination. That's character fact. The difference between me and Tim Grandy is, I'll tell these politicians face off, right to their face. I won't say good job and all this and all due respect and all that. No, not with all due respect. With all, sir, the selectmen who are in town government now give no respect to the people of Plymouth, Massachusetts, or any town in America. And I'm sick and tired of these selectmen and the people that are running for selectmen that say they're going to fix the problems of Plymouth. They're going to get industry in here. They're going to get financial growth. They're going to strengthen the schools. That's a lot of political rhetoric, gerrymandering, politicking, polishing the podium pandemonium. In other words, cut with the frizzles and the frazzles and the dazzles and the whistles and the bells. Let's get down to the real truth, to the real hells. Let's get down to we need seatbelts on school buses. It's as simple as the school committee requesting it. Let's get down to the fact of common sense and cut to the chase. Let's stop being the deuce in the deck and stop being the ace. We must face these problems right on, nose to nose. I suppose the other ones don't, because they're like Pinocchio, their nose grows, and it's hard to pinpoint, it's hard to go nose to nose when your nose is so long like Pinocchio, and then it's constantly shrinking and growing and shrinking and growing and blowing. The hot air out every orifice of every politician from sea to shining sea. It is up to me, Mark Lord, to bring back political life and better our community. We need to get the lead out of the water system. Why is it in there in the first place? And why weren't people notified that there was lead in the public water system? Lead is a debilitating mineral that will eventually build up in your system and give you all sorts of cancers and mental retardation in the unborn children. And make learning disabilities for young children, 7 to 9 to 12 to 13 to 14. It builds up in the system for a lifetime. Why weren't we told? Who's responsible? We want responsibility here. Just like at Nadania Morton Elementary School, no local exhaust in the building for the last 5 years. Corey Holmes of the State Health Department, Air Quality Division engineer, told me, Mark, without a local ventilation system, it gets worse. It does not get better. The air quality gets worse. Carbon dioxide, which is stuff that we exhale out of our lungs, builds up into the school. No oxygen gets into the building because there's no ventilation system that puts oxygen in and takes the bad out. So carbon dioxide is stuff that we exhale is building up, and all the pollutants are building up. And kids are getting chronic illnesses for life, and teachers are chronic illnesses for life, asthma, respiratory problems, ear problems, sore throats. But why isn't anything done? And carbon dioxide, by definition of Webster's dictionary, is a poisonous gas that is exhaled out of the lungs. And that is where the truth lies. And politicians have these two health reports. There are 100 pages of documents in the health department, and nobody is doing anything about it. That's where politics should work for the people. That's where politics should work for the people. And we have these people who are fighting to get industry, and the mayor, and try to get industry into Plymouth, Massachusetts. Industry, we don't need industry because they pollute the air, land, water, and food supplies. Partially that's where the lead comes from, the industry. We don't need more industry in the town. They say, well, how do you raise taxes? I mean, how can we make money in the town, Mark, and all this? There are other ways to make money in the town other than have polluting industries that's only going to cost you more money in the long run with health benefits, bad air, bad water. Do we want that? The Environmental Protection Agency has done tests in Massachusetts and all over this United States of America, from sea to shining sea, Purple Mountain Majesty, and the Environmental Protection Agency has done tests in Massachusetts, and they said that Plymouth, Massachusetts has the worst air quality in Massachusetts. Do we want to add to that with industry? Of course not. Are there ways to make money for the town of Plymouth without getting industry? Of course there is. Many ways. One of the ways to do it is to add a 25-cent fee on every drink consumed in a bar, lounge, or restaurant or hotel in the town of Plymouth, Massachusetts. The person that drinks in bars and hotels and lounges and restaurants won't mind paying an extra 25 cents per drink. That would raise millions of dollars. There are other ways to raise money in the town of Plymouth. But I'm not going to get into that right now. We'll get into that later. But that's just one example. The nuclear power plant creates nuclear waste every second that we speak, which remains deadly and radioactive for 700 million years, which has to be monitored for 700 million years by taxpayers' money. Now you tell me where this waste remains radioactive for 700 million years as a persistent threat to our health, life, and livelihood and planet, and has to be monitored with taxpayers' money for 700 million years. Tell me where that's cost effective, please. You know, politicians and big business got you brainwashed. Deadly corporations come in here and pollute our air, water, and land and food supply and our reproduction system, mental retardation, leukemia around the plant, radioactive emissions, and we allow it because we say, oh no, we're going to lose all this money. Well, I got news for you, folks. Entergy Plant has made a deal with the government. Entergy owns many, many other nuclear power plants in other states. So they have millions of dollars worth of holdings and investments in other states with other nuclear power plants. If the nuclear power plant melts down, or if there's an accident where they have to abandon this plant and pollute all the land in Plymouth, by law, they made a deal, they found a loophole, they can go bankrupt with this energy plant and not have to pay one citizen in Plymouth, Massachusetts 1 red cent. But yet they can hold all those other nuclear plants and still be making millions of dollars in assets. Okay? So, if you own a paint company in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and you own a paint company in other states, okay, say it's Mark Lord Paint Company. What a paint town red, man. Mark Lord Paint Company, right? And I have a plant. I have a little small paint plant in America's hometown that the selectmen, so they said, oh, we need more industry, so they got me in there and gave me a tax break, you know. Hey, thanks, you know. And I go in there and I make these deadly chemical paints, paint solvents are deadly. Don't let them tell you that, oh, this is harmless. That's a bunch of crap. Of course it's harmful. And I'm making these paints in a Mark Lord Paint Company. I'm going to paint the town red. And I have these other paint companies in other states, see? Now, if my paint company in Plymouth happens to blow up or catch on fire and it pollutes like 20 houses and the houses are all contaminated, people got illnesses for life and all this stuff, right? I can't go bankrupt just with that plant company. If I try to do that, they say, no, you can't do that. We want to take your other assets, your other monies, your other paint companies in other states. You have to pay these people because you made a mistake. But no, a nuclear power plant doesn't have to do that. If they blow up or melt down or abandon the plant and we have to take care of it and they can go bankrupt with that plant, they don't have to give us any monies from their other assets in other companies in other states. Get it yet? The nuclear industry has been lying to the public about potassium iodide, about the effects of radiation on the land, and most of all, which is really absurd, they have these swimming pools of nuclear waste, fuel rods that sit outside the main containment area, which are easily accessible with a hand grenade. And here they are. This is where the danger lies. Well, it's all dangerous. This is where one of the major danger lies, though. It was designed for 875 fuel rods, spent fuel rods. Okay, and they're in this swimming pool that keeps them cool. Otherwise, they catch on fire and contaminate all of New England and kill thousands of people, and giving tens of thousands of people's cancers. So here, that's a fact. And so they have to keep these fuel rods cool in this swimming pool, which was designed for 875 deadly radioactive fuel rods. 875 deadly radioactive fuel rods this pool was designed for. Well, Entergy says, well, let's stick some more in there. So now they have 3,000 deadly nuclear fuel rods in a pool that was designed for 875. So you have engineers, scientific nuclear physicist engineers designing a fuel pool with the capacity to hold 875 fuel rods, and Entergy decides they're going to go beyond the engineering capacity load and put in triple the amount, exceeding the engineer's requirements and totality of how much you can put in there by 3 times. So there are 3,000 fuel rods in these nuclear fuel pools. When it was designed, the pool was designed for 875. Now, if you design an elevator that holds 10 people, if you design an elevator that says this is the maximum capacity that you can put in the elevator, 10 people, and you put 30 people in there, I say to you, my fellow Americans, what's going to happen? If they design a van, a passenger van, to hold 20 people, and they put 60 people in there, 3 times the amount, just like the fuel rods, they put 3 times the amount in there. What's going to happen if they put 60 people in that van? But getting back to the selectmen, I don't know what time I started, so let's see, I guess, it's 5 past. Like a burned out cinder, I'm just a downwinder. So I want you to vote for the best man, but Tim Grandy is a little naive. He may win. I hope he does, and I'm all for him. If any of us are going to vote for anybody, I'd vote for him, but I'm going to vote for myself. And this crap, oh, I'll vote for you and all this, that right there, anybody that says they're going to vote for somebody else and they're running for the same seat, you know they're going to flip-flop. You know they're going to get their palms greased. Get real. They say, oh no, I don't want to run a negative campaign. Pointing out people's faults in the political arena is not running a negative campaign. It's showing the people what the real irascible characters that they are. And this is Mark Lord, and today is March 31st, 2004, and this has been Mark's Fireside Chat. Ted Grandy, I hope you win. But I'm going to vote for myself. I'm going to vote on the voice of reason. I'm going to vote on the voice of common sense. I talked to somebody on the planning board, I think, or the financial board or something, and they started to explain to me, I think it was Paul. Paul, I don't know, I seen you on TV, Paul. You're small. And so is Napoleon, remember that. But getting back to that here in this social discourse that I bring you for the last 7.5 years, trying to find the ills of the town, trying to find the ills of society, and coming to you with solutions to the pollutions. Giving you answers to the cancers. Getting directly nose and face to face. Let's stop being the two of clubs in the deck of life and stop being the ace. That's why I'm in your face. A lot of people don't want to see the truth. They don't want to see the golden goose that lays the golden egg. Well, it's been taken away from us. We got to get it back from these hacks, these political hacks. Well, I was talking to this Paul at Cedarville at Tim Grandy's fundraiser in Cedarville, Sunday. And today's March 31st, 2004. And he started getting into what politics and finance was and stuff. And I said, well, that's why you have finance advisors. You don't have to be smart in every field. You just have to have common sense when you read their recommendations and understandings and their findings and their data, and to correlate them properly and to come down to some sort of common sense resolution. That's all you have to do. No one has to be a financial genius. That's why you have a finance committee. That's why the president has a cabinet. That's why he has advisors. That's why there's the Environmental Protection Agency, because they do the studies and then we reevaluate them as leaders or politicians or officials in the community, and we make up our own common sense mind. But the problem is, politicians don't make up their common sense mind. First of all, they don't have common sense, and second of all, big business is in their back pocket. Enough of the wordy discussions at selectmen meetings, the drooling on, the monotoneness of their monologues and their dialogues and their ideologues. We're sick and tired of people not coming directly to the point and saying, you know something? We need air security at the nuclear power plant. You know something? There's this thing called wind power and solar power and ocean wave power, and we need to harness it for the 21st century. It is as inevitable as indoor plumbing, and it's coming. Someone needs to come up to the plate and say, look it, cut the crap, this is the real deal, man. And this is Mark Lord, and this is City Lights, City Streets, and I'm the real deal. Write me in. Vote me in. I'm on the ballot, Mark Lord, Selectman. Let's start there. Then we'll go to Senator. And then the President of the United States. And this is Mark Lord, American candidate. I cannot be bought.
Like a burned out cinder, I'm just a downwinder. Ain't nobody got you burned up like me. Like a burned out cinder, I'm just a downwinder. And I don't even smoke no marijuana. I ain't no good boy. I ain't no bad boy. You can find me somewhere in between. Like a burned out cinder, I'm just a downwinder. I got them burned up blue, that's what I mean. The trees are dying, Mother Nature's crying. The ocean's still blue, but it ain't A lady with her children went back home to visit Dad, and she strolled down by the old pond where they fished some years ago, thinking about the good times that they had back then. She got into an old boat she didn't know she could not swim. She paddled out not knowing that the boat had sprung a leak. When she tried to make it back again, she became too weak. She could not help herself at all as the little boat went down. She was choking in the water, flailing all around. A big white car came rolling down the lonesome country lane that ran down by the pond where her cries that seemed in vain. Next thing that she knew, she was on busted solid ground. When she opened up her eyes again, it seemed she might have drowned. There was the handsomest man she had ever seen, and it took her back to a time when she was a teen. It was he who she had dreamed about from the second row of the theater that she went to some 20 years ago. How could it be? How could it be? How could it be? How could it be? He seemed somewhat older, but the face, it was the same. She knew that it was him, still she had to ask his name. He answered, yes, I am, and then he called her ma'am. He squeezed her hand and asked her if she was okay. He said he felt sad hiding from the band to love him so, but there was some good reason, that's why he had to go. She watched as the big Cadillac it vanished down the lane, and she hopes that someday she might meet her hero once again. Welcome to the land of the living from me, a voice that brought her back to when she was a teen. It was he who she had dreamed about from the second row of the theater that she went to some 20 years ago.
America, allow butterflies clean air. Genetic crops are killing the monarch butterfly, which are one of the major cross-pollinators of the farmlands across America and the Canadas. Do not allow genetic crops, altering of genetic crops begin. And this is City Lights, City Streets Prime Cut. And now we're going to go to Rick Snell and Mark Lord. That was done about 2 years ago. And we'll be right back. Watch it. Prime Cut.
He said the governor of Massachusetts told him to move out of the town if he can't afford the taxes. And I said, you want to come on and say something? And he says, no, here, you read this, Mark, on the air.
But you know what? We
Yeah.
will. We will.
But not to, no, but he will. That's my point.
Oh, but see, that's the
Why
the
should
problem.
we read it? Rick, these people are fighting for our rights, right, and the homeowners' rights. And I asked them to come on the air, but they said, oh, no, Mark, here, Rick, no, here, why don't you read it, Rick?
Oh,
Mark,
I can.
You read it.
Right. But you have the silent majority out there, Mark, don't want to.
They won't want to come on?
Because the government put the fear into them about something, and they don't want to expose their face or anything like
Well,
that.
they need to do that.
They need to do it.
Sure they do. I'm not going to do it for you. And another thing.
We'll
take
help
that.
you.
We'll help you, but you got to come on and help us.
See, strength is in numbers.
Yeah. And then they said, well, me, Frank Lucio, and Charles Checkley, we cornered Vinny DiMacedo as a local representative. Vinny DiCito was a local representative. And we cornered him. And I feel like saying, what do you mean, you effing strangled him? You got him in a corner. Hit him with a brick like you would a rabid squirrel in your house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rabbit squirrel.
Yeah. That's what they are, politicians. They're rabid squirrels. What do you mean corner him? You didn't corner nobody.
Yeah.
He should be doing his job for the public, and he doesn't. That's why you got to elect someone like me, Mark Lord. I cannot be bought. Write me in, American candidate, Mark Lord, Rick, VP,
Wow,
Vice President.
cool. Thanks.
There we go. We do it in public, man. We shake hands in public. We don't shake hands on the mahogany desks.
Right.
And our hands are not filled with guilt of blood on our hands, American soldiers' blood on our hands.
Well, mine's got calluses too.
The American
I work
man,
for it, yeah.
the American hero, the working class hero, in stereo. We're not like those pumpkin heads up in Washington, D.C. all smiles, and full of pumpkin seeds and mush, like mushy meatballs, liquid meat. Sarin gas.
Oh.
Don't say that. Sarin, I know what you were going to say. I won't mention that now. They're going to try to get through.
No. No.
Oh, hi Ed Perry, hi Jason, and who's the other guy? Jim. That remember they tried to kick us out. They tried to kick us out of the Muscular Dystrophy Telethon in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and they said, oh, Channel 5 has exclusive rights. I don't think so. Channel 5 does not have exclusive rights to freedom of speech. I'm sorry.
Yeah. See, they're trying to subject anybody now.
Yeah.
Squash our freedom of right,
Yeah.
freedom of movement.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Use it or lose it. I cannot be bought. And my name is Mark Lord, and this is Rick Snell. And today is September 2nd, 2003. In this 21st century. Pick a finger. 10. That means there's 10 birds that Bush has in the... That there are 10 birds in the bush. And you know what a bird is. Right?
That's right.
Yeah. You know, Bush has been consistently and persistently lying to the public, manipulating Environmental Protection Agency data, manipulating United States Department of Agriculture data to mean what they want it to mean. They're lying, they flip-flop, and John Kerry comes out and says, well, he's flip-flopping and all this, but John Kerry, you got to remember, he's just like them too, because he voted for the war too.
Yeah, he did.
John Kerry, Patriot, voted for the war too. He's just like him.
You just said the word Patriot Act.
Oh, the Patriot Act, which is they can come into your home. The Patriot Act is they can come into your home, take you out without a lawyer, try you in a private court, and throw away the key. Now they're doing a Victory Act. It's called, oh, that's a nice name, Victory Act.
What, like
Yeah.
the market?
Yeah, no, not like the market, no.
Victory Act? What
It's
is
called
that?
the Victory Act, and that's a Patriot Act 2, which is going to give more local, state, and federal military agencies like local police, detectives,
Everything.
military, to be able to even go
Go
into
into
your
your
homes,
banks, everything that's transmitted by electronic.
electronic. They can walk right into this home right here, Rick Snell's residence right now under the Victory Act and the Patriot Act, by the way.
Yeah.
And just say, Mark and Rick, you're terrorists. You come with us. We can't say anything. He doesn't have to tell you our lies. They can put us away. They can castrate us and kill us, and no one says anything about it.
How do you like that?
How do you like those apples? And you know why they're doing that, Rick? Because Congress and the politicians and the American government finally realized that the enemies are
After them.
after them and not us.
That's right.
Because they know they're the scallywags. Well, we know them. They were the scallywags since
Right.
day one with George Washington. When they signed the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson that stated unequivocally that all men are created equal, when in fact they owned slaves and women couldn't vote. They lied from the get-go.
Wow.
The Constitution is a racist document. And this is Mark Lord, and this is Rick Snell.
Hey, Mark.
Hi, Rick. How are you?
Pretty good. Hi,
Good.
Pumpkinhead.
Oh, the Pumpkinhead. This is what happens down in Washington, D.C. What did we say on the live show, Washington, D.C., man?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What was that?
Oh, yeah, D.C. means dumb Caucasians. Washington, D.C., dumb Caucasians. The government's run by the elite, by the WASP, by royalty.
There you go.
Royalty!
Never broke away from England.
Royalty!
Yeah, you're
Let
right.
them eat cake. You know, Marie Antoinette said that, I guess, during the French French Revolution. I guess I don't know. I could be wrong, but she said let them eat cake when in fact cake was very expensive at that time.
Really?
Yeah, just like Nancy Reagan during the Reagan administration.
Shrimp.
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 She said, all these poor people, I know you're on welfare, so she was going to give them a recipe that they can cook at home. And she says, first you start with 4 pounds of shrimp. Nancy
4
Reagan-
pounds of shrimp?
Yeah, that was like $40 at the time, and they didn't even hardly make that in 2 days, the welfare people. And then there were people that say that the welfare system doesn't work, and it doesn't work. Well, the welfare system does work, because I know people on welfare, and if they didn't have it, families would be on the street. Government agencies and programs do work. Don't let the conservatives tell you that they don't.
Right.
Because they do.
That's right.
They do work.
That's right.
Food, cheese, eggs, the WIC program, which is helps mothers and fathers who are having to struggle with their kids
Little
to get
kids, yeah,
little
yeah,
kids under
yeah.
5 years old to get milk and eggs. Come on, this is America, man.
Right. Don't put all your money overseas. Jeez, just like the
It's a disease
It is
to
a
put
disease.
money overseas, bring them back into the American shores.
gas gouging.
Gas gouging.
I mentioned that
You
earlier.
mentioned it earlier.
$1 billion a week profit.
Because of $1 billion a week profit with the oil companies, which is the gas companies
Yep.
that fuel your vehicles.
Yep.
Did
Yep.
you know that there are 230 million vehicles in America?
Wow.
That was reported in USA Today yesterday. Oh, we can see some of all this stuff.
Hey, hello.
Hey, look. I can pump that in there. I can find it. That was so funny. This
Oh,
is Mark
man.
Lord and this is Rick Snell.
You know what? I saw something very interesting that my uncle told me years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
That the Vatican helped Nazis go to Argentina.
Oh, the Vatican helped the Nazis, sure.
Wow.
Because it's money. It's money. Because
Gold.
the Nazis, gold.
Paintings.
Paintings, gold. A lot of those chalices, a lot of those golden crosses.
Man.
Those gold Jesus Christ is crucified to the cross, carved out of gold from the teeth of Jews.
It's true.
It's true. And
True.
and if you don't believe it, the Nazis even made glue out of Jews.
Ugh.
They made lampshades. Not only the Jews, they did it to the Russians, they did it to the Catholics, they did it to circus freaks, they did it to everybody, unless you were blonde and blue-eyed.
Yeah.
I like Jews, orange juice, tomato juice.
That's our little correspondent over there that's telling us what to eat.
So there were 2 presidents. Oh, okay. There was 2 presidents that were born in Massachusetts. And did you know George Bush Sr. was born in Milton?
He was?
Yeah, there's a house in Milton. Milton, Massachusetts, yeah.
So there's actually 3 of them, right? No.
3 of them. Yeah, John Quincy Adams, the other
The other Adams.
Adams. And
Made
then
the
there
beer? The one that made the beer?
was- yeah, the one that made the beer. That's another
that
story.
Was the brother that was the black sheep brother or something.
Yeah, why aren't there ingredients on beer?
That's a good question, Bob.
Well, because the alcohol companies don't want to let you know the poisons that are in it.
That and tobacco.
They were coming out and saying that red wine actually promotes good health, when in fact, the Journal of American Medical Association magazine, JAMA, which represents 10,000 doctors in America, have studies in the December 2002 issue. There's 300 studies that point to breast cancer and wine consumption. 300
Wow.
tests were done, scientific tests that show that drinking wine, or a glass of wine a day or more, contributes highly to breast cancer, and there are 300 studies.
Why is that much? Pesticides or something?
No, it has to do with a certain chemical that is tasteless and odorless in the wine, and it creates fatty tissue in the breast, which promote cancer. So it creates more of a fatty tissue rather than a muscle in the breast, and it creates cancer. It deforms the cells. And there are 300 tests saying that point directly to alcohol consumption and breast cancer, but yet there was a study that came out of France and said, oh, red wine, out of California, oh, red wine's fine and all that. That's a bunch of crap. Don't believe it. Just like when they told you the meat industry said that meat is good for you. It's not good for you. Just like when the tobacco company says, don't worry about it. Tobacco smoking actually helps your health. It helps Alzheimer's disease.
right.
That's a lie. They said that too, Alzheimer's disease.
You know why? Because it's a big money scam. Money, money,
Big
money.
money.
Money, money, money.
Scientists will say anything, just like the Bush administration, just like the Clinton administration. They'll get a scientific report, and then they see the statistics and the recommendations, and they say, well, wait a minute, this doesn't help promote our political contributors, so we'll
There
change
you
the
go.
information. And that's what they do. And this is Mark, this is Rick. Pick a finger. 10. 10 birds in a bush.
That's right.
No longer we just get one bird in a bush. Now we get 10 birds in a bush. And remember, the Joshua tree. We still haven't found what we're looking for.
I'm doing it. Whoa. Be careful. Yeah. Not yet.
We will, though. We have to do it just to show it.
That's our little news correspondent there.
She's right, Rick.
Ah, right here. I read. Reading is the best knowledge.
Oh, you know, me and Mike Hogan were doing a show, a live show. Mike Hogan says $600,000 for a library. I don't think we need it. No, you do need it because the government, every step of the way, is trying to take away information from you,
Yes.
from the public. Knowledge is power.
Yep.
Information is power. Don't let them take it away.
That's right.
That's why we need ingredients on cigarette packages, ingredients on alcoholic beverages.
Yes.
Knowledge and information is power.
That's right.
And we'll be right back.
We'll be right back, folks.
Go get yourself a sandwich.
Any kind of sandwich.
Liquid meat.
Make it a cucumber, tomato, garlic, a little bit of parsley or oregano sandwich.
And we'll be right back.
We'll be right back, folks.
Well, we might as well keep going because the battery's going to die. We might as well go until the battery dies, Rick.
Oh, okay. We'll keep it going, folks. We're back. Mark, how was that sandwich?
Oh, very good. Hi, Rick. How are you?
Yeah, we're back. That was quick.
That was quick. Say, boy, that sandwich was good. That's instant lunch.
Instant lunch. What was it, like an egg roll?
No, that's government welfare food cheese. Now you see it, now you don't.
That's like your paycheck.
Your paycheck. Oh, Jesus, they don't have both of us. Why don't you go up and look for us?
Well, want me to look?
Yeah,
Well,
you're
look.
back TV member. Is your chair in there?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Move it if you feel like you're going to move it.
No.
I gotcha. Okay.
I see Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead, that's the government pumpkinhead, yeah. That should be the national symbol.
Right.
A carved out pumpkinhead. Where they get the pumpkin pie and we don't even get the seeds, we just get the shell.
The seeds. They're trying to alter the genetics of that, too.
Yeah, they're trying to alter the seeds, the organic seed. So in other words, they take an organic seed, like a tomato that's been around thousands of years, or a cucumber seed that's been around thousands of years, that hasn't been changed for thousands of years, if not millions of years, and now the Monsanto group, farming industry,
Yeah, that's right.
they want to put chemicals and stuff and alter the seed, the organic seed, so you'll never ever get a God-given organic tomato or cucumber or any other seed. They want to manipulate the genetic structure, and you'll never get an organic food substance ever again.
That's because bees pollinate. And they pollinate, cross-pollinate, and they'll disrupt the DNA structure of all these plants.
Yeah, and that's right, because the organic farm over here, 5 miles away, and a Monsanto farming corporation plant with genetic alteration.
Asbestos cucumbers.
Yeah, and then they'll take the bees and they'll fly over to the organic and
Go
they'll
get 'em.
cross-pollinate.
Go get them!
Butterflies also do a lot of cross-pollination.
Yes, they do.
The monarch butterfly, a lot of people don't know that, where they breed and they grow, they live in Massachusetts, and then they travel all the way over to California, and then they go up to Canada, up on the jet stream, like 100 miles up on the jet stream, 150 miles an hour they go, and then they mate in Canada, and they create the cycle again. They go from Massachusetts to California, Canada to Massachusetts, and this whole cycle in this whole area, and they pollinate the crops. And a lot of the genetic seeds from Monsanto will kill the monarch butterfly. So not only are you going to have genetically altered organic seeds, but they won't be able to cross-pollinate, because the natural cross-pollinator, the bees and the monarch butterflies, will be dead because of Monsanto Corporation.
That's part of the food chain.
Yeah, you don't frig with that. We're sick and tired of it, and people should be aware of this. Whether you're 8 years old, 18 years old, or 88 years old.
Or
You need to be
108.
aware, or
Yeah.
108. You need to be aware of this stuff. But the corporations, all they care about. People say, well, why would the corporations do that? They would pollute their food. No, they get corn-fed buffalo meat. They have organic corn. They have the best cuts of meat, best vegetables and fruits. They give us the crap. When are you going to understand? Until it's sitting in your lap. It's all crap. Dippity dap.
Yickety yak. Don't
They-
talk back.
That's right. That's basically what they want you to say. Don't talk back.
Don't talk back.
In the justice system, don't talk back. Baloney.
Oh, man. So did you get today's segment of what's happening?
Yeah, $1 trillion. I think $1 trillion is missing. $1 trillion, which is $1,000 billion missing from the Pentagon. No one knows where it went.
Where'd it go?
It went into the military bomb makers' pockets. Lockheed Martin, Raytheon Corporation, and other corporations. TWA, other corporations. Chrysler Corporation that built tanks. It went into all these people's pockets, and no one knows where it went. But shouldn't we be pissed off about that? Who cares if there's 10 commandments in a judicial system in Alabama or
Right.
Minnesota? Who cares? They make more of a deal about taking the God out of the Pledge of Allegiance than saying, well, where is the $1 trillion missing from the Pentagon? Gone.
John, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
You take that $1 trillion, you could cure AIDS, you could cure muscular dystrophy,
Sure.
you could cure Lou Gehrig's disease, you could cure most cancers. That's the answer. Stop the Pentagon from building the stealth. Shelf the stealth. Give the money and the power back to the people who are dying of emphysema. Clean up the schools, clean up the air, clean up the water, better transportation systems,
Yeah.
livable wages instead of unlivable wages, housing for everybody, single shelter homes. Don't pile them up together on cardboard playing card homes where all they do is groan and call on the phone. Legalize drugs. Get the drugs off the streets. Save
Wow, that's
people's
a- yeah.
lives.
That's a good one, man.
Stop curing the meat. And this
Yeah.
is Mark Lord, and this is Rick Snell. Bye. Bye. Batteries run out. You know, I was saying I was in the laundromat the other day, right? And I said, geez, I got to have to watch all these clothes. I said, I should join a nudist colony. I don't have to ever watch clothes. They just spray me down with sarin and gas.
Sarin and gas, yeah.
One drop kills you, Mark, and now we're going to burn it in Alabama. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, one drop kills you. So put it into the atmosphere where a lot of black people live, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I say take the sarin gas, right?
Yeah.
Pack it up, bring it up to the Antarctic, and embed it into an iceberg. On the polar caps, they never melt. It stays there forever.
Wow. I
Why
don't know
even
about
create
that.
it? Why even create it?
I know. What is it for?
Sarin gas is to kill people, man. And the government does it. The government wants you dead.
And they're worried about mass destruction over in Iraq?
Yeah, mass destruction. Yeah, I don't think so. And then after the Americas does mass construction over Iraq government, then they want to do mass construction.
Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney. I'm not pulling you, Dick Cheney. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm not going to take it anymore. It's time that people, not just liberals or conservatives, believe me,
Everybody.
everybody's got to wake up and smell
See-
the roses.
Yeah, and see the full picture of what's happening.
Because, you know, you got to read the papers, and that's what me and Rick Snell do. We read the
lot.
papers, we go back
A lot
in
of them.
history, we read the internet. You can't believe everything you read, but someone once told me, Rick, they said, how do you know what to believe in the paper? Well, I say, well, if there's a name attached to it, you can believe it. But if there's no name attached to it, like, oh, a spokesman for the FBI said,
A spokesman. That could be
don't
anybody.
listen to it. That's
Just like
crap.
today.
That could be Ed Perry. You know, a spokesman said that sarin gas is okay burning it in the air.
Right.
A spokesman said from WATD radio. Well, who
A
was it, Ed
spokesman.
Perry?
A spokesman.
Yeah, don't listen. When it comes out of the horse's mouth, like a senator or a horse's ass,
Jackass.
like the Bush administration, if it comes out of their mouths, you can believe it. Well, don't believe any journalist that says, well, it was said by an FBI official or a CIA official or a governmental official or a local official who doesn't want to be mentioned.
That could be a cat or a dog.
A caterpillar. An insect. A troglodyte.
A troglodyte. A pumpkin head.
A pumpkin head. That's all they are in Washington, D.C. and any local town municipality.
Oh, you bird brain.
Pumpkin head, bird brains. When are you going to wake up? politicians, just because you're a multimillionaire doesn't make you a good politician.
True.
Just because you have 1,000 degrees and doctoral degrees doesn't make you a good doctor.
Probably bought 'em.
Huh?
Probably bought him.
Yeah, probably bought 'em. What makes a good person and a good leader is common sense.
There you go.
And we got it on my brother's Rick Stein. Hi, Rick. Hey, thanks, Rick. Okay, Mike. We'll just sit here and they can watch the pumpkin. It's going to die anyway. The battery's running pretty good.
Hey, what's up with that? Probably nuclear.
Well, you know, sometimes when things work, they work. You know, when we went down to the muscular dystrophy party down
Yeah.
there, right? Everything worked fine.
Hi, it's City Lights, City Streets. And you know who I am. This is Mark, your old pal. How you doing out there, man? It's a special show. Something very serious. Let me get a microphone so I can talk to you better, okay? Hang in there. Look at the rock, look at the tree growing out of the rock. This is City Lights, City Streets. This is a special show. This is City Lights, City Streets, and I'm Mark, and something's bugging out, so we're gonna have to play it with the regular mic. Hold on. The other microphone wasn't working, so we're gonna have to go like this. The City Lights, you fill in the blank. You know that was my favorite part of the show. All right, might as well get right down to it. I had this dream the other night. Normally, you know on my shows I joke about serious things, but I give you solutions, don't I? I may talk about rapists, cannibalistic murderers, Columbine incident, but I give you solutions, don't I? Yeah. Well, this is a serious show. Yesterday I had a profound experience. So profound I wrote it down. See?
This profound experience has changed my life. And it will change your life too. And after this show is over, it'll change the entire world. The entire world and all its inhabitants will be changed forever, including microbes to plant life, to humans, to dirt. All of matter will change. I do not expect you to believe my story. Regardless how fantastical you may think it is, or how insane it is. I don't ask you to understand it, nor believe it. Just keep an open mind. I had to write this down because it's so unbelievable. I wanted to get every word the way I experienced it. It all started last night. I had read my usual 3 newspapers, made myself some tea. I had a cucumber sandwich. I was reading those newspapers for you, man, and woman and child, to find out something new and different in the news so I could entertain you, so I could enlighten you and give solutions to problems that are in the news. But there was nothing in the news yesterday. I washed up, brushed my teeth, and went to bed. Instantly, I fell asleep. I was asleep for about 3 minutes when my body rose up above the bed 4 feet, levitated above my bed. I could not move, speak, nor cry. Then a voice came to me, and it said, "Seek out the tree of knowledge growing out of the rock of life." And that's what you have here. This is the tree of knowledge growing out of the rock of life. When I was elevated 4 feet in the air, a voice came to me and said, "Mark, go to the tree of knowledge that is growing out of the rock of life and seek within its crevices a bottle with a message." That's what it said so clearly as an archangel blowing its trumpet, superbly and finally in my ear. Go to the rock of life, to the tree of knowledge, and go into its crevices, its very own soul, and pull out a bottle with a message, and then follow its instructions implicitly. I do not expect you to believe this story, but I guess the outcome will surprise all of us. Doing a show.
Doing a show.
Doing a show.
For whom?
My fans in Kingston and Plymouth, Massachusetts. And as you can see, as the tree of knowledge is growing out of the rock of life, passers-by pay it no mind, but in its crevice is the essence, is the answer to world problems. I'm gonna look for that bottle now and the message. There is a cave there inside the rock of life. There is a tunnel far deep, hidden in the bowels of the earth. I must go down and retrieve that message in a bottle. I have found it. Here it is. It says here, this message in a bottle was sent from a very, very far and distant galaxy into the rock of life, where the tree of knowledge resides. This message is for Mark S. Lord only, who has been entrusted with this message, so the future safety and preservation of the sacred world, planet Earth, may be preserved. This spirit now commands Mark S. Lord to go to the lost city. This message commands Mark S. Lord to go to the lost city, whereas he will find another message. It'll be at the abandoned liquid plant of anti-people. It'll be at the abandoned liquid plant of anti-people. The message will be near the scatch weed. You can tell by rubbing its leaves, it smells of licorice. There will be an envelope with the word synergy marked upon it. Mark S. Lord will read the message to you, so all the four corners of the cosmic infinity can hear so all four corners of the cosmic infinity may hear the intrinsic, precious thoughts of truth that will save the planet Earth. Go now, it says. But it says I can finish my cigar. Okay, thank you. I will put my own message in the bottle and return it to the crevices of the very bowels of the earth, not to be seen yet for another millennium. Remember, it says that we must go to the lost city where the abandoned liquid processing plant is of anti-people. And we are in the search for that right now with more messages. Stick around. City lights, city streets, and I'm Mark. And I'm in the search for the meaning of life, going to the lost city near the abandoned liquid processing plant of anti-people. And we will find more messages.
This is City Lights, City Streets, and I'm Mark. It took me 2 days to find the lost city. Now we must find the sacred scatch weed, where the messages are for the next step to the meaning of life and the salvation of mankind and all its inhabitants. Now I must look. I remember from the clue that it said it smells like licorice. This I shall find. I will try to find. Come with me while we search the lost city for the clue to the salvation of humanity and the planet Earth and all its species. O sacred cosmos, give me a clue. This is it, synergy. We found the next clue to the meaning of life. We've come this far. It took a long time. We've come this far. Let me take a moment's time of rest and solitude and peace, and let me get my strength to further the journey. This is City Lights, City Streets, at the lost city. We are at the lost city. Of liquid refinery anti-people. The lost city. Welcome to it. You better get used to this. This last of the lost city. When we fight horrible wars across this beautiful land, this golden planet we call Earth, we are the lost city of hate and destruction. Forever, we are in this last of the lost city. Deteriorating democratic communist dogma and Dr. Doolittle mentality. Plants once so beautiful, now dead from acid rain. The ozone layer is destroying species upon species. Our food supply of cattle, poisoned by mad cow disease and dioxin-laden grain, poisoning our food chain for the sake of capitalistic endeavors to try and make more money than the other guy so as to line their pockets with the deaths of the public. Our pets are dying from pet leukemia. All the while our children are crying cauldrons of tears. Vessels full of painful childhood memories of pets dead by environmental and capitalistic poisoning. Forever lost city of love, where the lost lovers have had their last sexual experience in the lost city of communicable diseases. Yes, the city is lost. Vegetation falling over dead from acid rain. Vegetation dead forever. Lost city. The oceans of the world are dying. They are dying by the barrels and barrels of spent fuel sunk into them from nuclear power plants, spewing the capitalistic greed into the depths of the very soul of the earth, poisoning fish, poisoning the water, poisoning the people, the lost world. Pandora's boxes exploding everywhere throughout the seaways. The sacred fish, the sacred holy fish are dying from man-made pollution. The sacred holy fish that Jesus Christ once fed millions across the nation. If he walked on this planet again, the fish he would divide at the Last Supper would be a cancerous sea bass. Lost city, Last Supper, cancerous lacerated fish, civilized cancer. There are no more angelfish left for the apostles of the apocalypse to divide amongst the inhabitants of the lost city of hope. Welcome to the future, to the lost city. Hi, this is Mark. This is City Lights, City Streets, and we're on a quest, man. I found this stuff. It was in a dream, remember? Do you remember? And they wrote this to me. That's right, the Lord's in the lost city, man. Stay tuned, man. Where else are you gonna see the future? Except on city lights, city streets, the lost city of liquid refinery anti-people. Right there, the liquid refinery of anti-people, abandoned forever, hopefully. This is our next message where we must go to try to save the planet Earth and its inhabitants. It says here, read this out loud, Lord. Make sure you make people hear this, Lord. Now, Mark S. Lord, guardian of the planet Earth, go to the most sacred of seashores and walk 100 steps to the east, 5 steps to the north, and you will find a rock formation in the sand that will be in the shape of a circle. And within that circle of stone, there will be another circle of stone. Dig down until you find the world. Dig down until you find the world, and you will find Pandora's bag. For the boxes are all sunken in the ocean, the Pandora's boxes. So you must find Pandora's bag buried under the sand along with the world. You will find an evil liquid in that bag, more poisonous than all the poisons on the earth and in the entire cosmos. This lethal liquid must be destroyed, Lord. Sheesh. This deadly liquid must be destroyed. This volatile, vile, villainous, poisonous liquid will destroy all of humanity with every animal and plant species in the world. This devilish, hellish liquid must be exorcised. An exorcism must be performed by Lord Mark S. upon this libacious liquid. You have been chosen by the Ecumenical Council of the Cosmos as the only person with enough dignity, perseverance, perpetuity, and commitment to spreading the truth of love and hope. Yes, you, Mark S. Lord, have been chosen over popes, kings, presidents, and sacred holy men of the world. Yes, you, Mark S. Lord, will perform this delicate and dangerous exorcism of this evil liquid so as to banish this evil from the planet Earth for everlasting. When you get to the sacred of all sacred oceans and find the globe under the double ringed circles of stone, then you will get the next process of the exorcism of the evil liquid. Now we gotta go find the sacred of all seas. I don't know if I want to do this. Something tells me I must. Deep in my heart. I care about you all out there, man. I'm doing it for you. It's about time, isn't it? And this is city lights, city streets. In the lost city, the last city. Only here you will see the future. We are going on a hunt now to find the evil liquid. More poisonous than 100 nuclear reactor spent fuel rods. I must go to the sacred sea of all sacred seas and search for the circle of stone within a circle of stone and dig deep and find the earth with Pandora's bag, with the evil villainous liquid we must destroy to save humanity. Even when we're saving humanity, this is still part of my favorite part of the show. You don't have to believe this story. You don't even have to watch it. Regardless of whether this even airs on TV or is buried.
Hey Mark, what's going on, man?
Whether it's buried inside the depths of the earth's crust. Goodness will become of this, and the world will be saved. And this is city lights, city streets. And I'm Mark. And we're gonna find that circle of stone within the circle of stone, where we will dig deep and find the earth and that evil liquid that we must destroy. Exercise from the planet Earth forevermore, forevermore. This is city lights, city streets. I'm Mark. Glad you can make it, man. City lights, city streets. I'm Mark. How you doing? So I take a little time out on my quest to save the world. Hello? in Plymouth. Oh. Well. I didn't know that's where we were. You didn't either, did you? Let's see lights. City Streets, we'll go to a different location now. Okay, thank you. We'll see you for now. City Lights, City Street. This is City Lights, City Streets, and I'm Mark. How you all doing out there today, huh? Pretty good. We're in Plymouth, huh? I wonder if those people know if they're on a boat, huh? You think they know if they're on a boat, huh? Well, this is Mark, City Lights, City Streets, and Brian Coyer. Where are you, Brian Coyer? Are you out there, Brian? Brian Coyer? Hi, Brian Coyer. Oh, you handsome young man, you. So you want to be a star, do you? You want to be on TV, huh? Okay, I'll put you on TV. If you want to. It's not much fun. A lot of work. Especially when you try to find the meaning to life. But this is Mark. And this thing is bugging out on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to have to use the outside mic again. Then you can hear the maddening crowd. This is City Lights, City Streets, and let's see if we can get some. We're going to leave this location and we're going to go to... We're going to go somewhere, we don't know where. You get smoosh on there. There's City Lights, City Streets. I'm Mark. We're going to go to the Sacred Sea, remember? To find the globe, huh? Remember that story? Remember? Yeah? Well, this is City Lights, City Streets. Well, why don't we go to the other location and we'll try to find that planet dug deep in the sand. Okay, we'll do that. And this is City Lights, City Streets. And I'm Mark. And goodbye for now. I wonder if they're on the search for the meaning of life. They're probably in search for a good time. That's what they're doing. Hi, how y'all doing? City Lights, City Streets, huh? What are they parking a boat ramp, a boat thing over there for? Anyway, huh? You think this was a boat ramp or something? Oh, it is. Oh, sorry. This is Mark, City Lights, City Streets. So it's a gook on the table over here. Where we were going to go find the sacred of most sacred seas. I've searched all of Plymouth to find the most sacred of all sacred seas, and couldn't find it. Remember that circle of stone within a circle of stone? When we dig down deep and find the replica of the planet Earth, and then also there's a Pandora's bag is there that has the most evil liquid in it. Remember, all Pandora's boxes were sunk deep into the sea many years ago, deep into the depths of the souls of the sea, never to be found until one day they just burst open and it will wash pestilence upon the shores. That's why we must find this evil liquid within that bag and destroy it and exorcise it forever. But there ain't no sacred seas here, man. I did research. You know, the most sacred sea in the world is the Sea of Galilee. And we're going to go there one day, and we're going to find that circle of stone within a circle of stone. And when we do, we're going to find that evil liquid, and we're going to exorcise it from the planet Earth forever to save the world. I'm not going to let the ecumenical council of the cosmos down. They keep giving me these messages all the time. You think I was abducted by a UFO or something? Sheesh. Gee whiz. This is City Lights, City Streets, and here goes the boat tour. Smoke my cigars. Oh, Dutch Masters. Ooh, the good kind. But I keep getting these messages from the Ecumenical Council. This came in the mail. See that? See that? It says think fast. Oh! Oh shit. Oh well. I didn't think fast enough, I guess. Mind if I light my cigar? A lot of things on tap today, boys and girls. Boys and girls, little mice and furry animals out there, and all you other scallywags. Poland Springs. They're saying that it's not so springish. Ah, tastes like the dog days of summer. I just met a man here. When I was setting up, I was thinking of quitting the show, but I'm still on the search for the meaning of life and to find that circle of stone within a circle of stone, so we can get that evil liquid and exorcise it from the planet Earth forevermore. It's gonna be a tough one lighting this. I wish I had Dave Carver here. When he smokes cigarettes, you ever see the lighter that he uses? It's about this big. You know, it's a blowtorch, you know. Gotta get those cigarettes lit, Mark. Hi, Dave Carver, poet laureate. Loved you in the last show. It was good. Sorry for all the repeats, man. If you see any repeats, it's because I couldn't get a camera. Everybody else had them out at the studio, and Mark couldn't do his show. But we got one now. Anyway, you gave me a break from your nitwits. Just kidding, just kidding. Jeez, don't be so upset. Forgive and forget already. Alright, here goes. Oh, it's a break in the wind. Oh, shit. Oh, an El Producto, the most famous and best of all cigars. Not really. Boy, these are awful.
The following program was produced by a PAC TV community producer and does not reflect the views or opinions of the PAC TV staff or the PAC TV Board of Directors. The content contained herein is the sole responsibility of the community producer.